So being a sister missionary, I feel like it was hard for me to go shopping in Korea because I didn't know like how it was different than like America or like what I needed. So, but as I went along my mission, I was like, oh, that would have been good to have, or that wouldn't have been good to have. In the summer, I wish I had more like shirts and blouses that didn't need undershirts because it's very hot there, and I wanted to wear like as little amount of clothing as I possibly could. And in the and then it also says like in your missionary pamphlet to bring like an umbrella, but they sell umbrellas there for like $1 on the street. And so I just say buy it there, and when it breaks, just buy a new one, because that's what we did all the time. Or we'd be out because they have monsoon season, and so umbrellas break like all the time. And so just getting things really cheap because they'll just get replaced really easily. For shoe sizes, I know that I never had this problem because I wear size 8 in shoes, but I know other sisters had bigger feet, and they only make up to size 8. So if you have a bigger size shoe than size 8, you probably should make sure you get your shoes in America. And a lot of their clothes are also free sizes, and they're made for smaller, petite Asian women. And so if you have broader shoulders or you don't fit like a smaller size, like the shirt I'm wearing right now is Korean and it fits fairly well, but they're all generally just one size fits all. And so you go and it's not like, oh, do you have this in a large? It's like, oh, just one size. That's all you get. The monsoon season is you're just gonna get wet. I know they allowed backpacks in my mission, but I know that they were getting rid of them as I was leaving. So I don't really know what to do about like a side bag, but I had a side bag that was made of leather, and when it got wet, it would stain my clothes, which wasn't very good. Dry cleaning is cheap, but you don't want to spend that much on dry cleaning. So just like a bag that won't dye your clothes, or if it gets wet, or things that can get ruined, or I don't know. I went through so many clothes and went through so many shoes on my mission because we walk everywhere, and so I went through one pair of the really nice expensive ones you buy here, and then I just bought cheap shoes the rest of my mission and just wore those out until they were gone. I went through about maybe 4 or 5 pairs on my mission, but they weren't the best quality either. So in the winter, my companions and I would wear pants under our skirts with our boots because our boots would hit our knees, our skirts would go below. So we wore like fleece lined pants like underneath because it's really cold. And yeah, just staying warm, big deal. I wore a hat that doesn't not like a crocheted hat because the winds are really bad. That like a crocheted hat will just be like nothing. And so like something that actually has like substance and like form to it that will keep your head actually warm. And I think gloves too, because a lot of the times, because in Korea it's rude to hand things to people with a gloved hand or like a hand that's covered. And so I'd always have to take my gloves off. And then to grab things. So I actually bought those mittens that go through your jacket. And so I would just like take it off and it would just like hang there as I would be like handing things to people, and then just put it back on, because then I wasn't losing gloves. I always knew exactly where they were because they were attached and together. And so I thought that those were very helpful and very nice to have for winter time too, because it was very cold and you needed something on your hands. So they have a monsoon season in Korea that's about 3 weeks long, in July, June-ish, sometime in the middle of like beginning of summer. It just gets really wet all the time, and we would just come home and like the back of our skirts were completely soaked from like kicking up water. And I know we bought water shoes, so our feet would just stay fairly dry and ish. So there's just a lot of rain, but it's only for a couple weeks of the year, and then the rest of it's pretty. But it's always fun with an umbrella trying to talk to people over the loud, and people are driving past on the roads and it's very loud and you're like, hello, and sometimes it doesn't work. But Korea's actually really safe. Like I don't think I've ever felt safer like in a big city before than I have in Korea. And crime is very low there. I think the worst problem I ever had with things was I had some run-ins with some drunk men. But I mean, you just get out of there, and I don't know, nothing really bad. I had one man once grab my companion's arm and like would refuse to let go, but like I like had to like pry his fingers like off of her, and then we like ran away. But I think that was like probably the scariest moment that like happened on my mission. I felt very safe there. Like I know that like thievery is very low. Like my companions and I would joke and be like, you could leave something out all night and no one would even touch it. For the most part, no one, like if that ever happened, no one would. Like they're very honest people, and they're very, I don't know, I never had a problem with crime, and I served in one of the big cities too, so I felt safe there.